Okay, so first thing when you are starting to make soda bread, you're going to take your 1 cup of milk and 1 tablespoon of vinegar if you do not have buttermilk, and go ahead and combine those. And then you're just going to set that off to the side for about 10 minutes or so, so that it has time to sour the milk. Next, you are going to take your flour, cream of tartar, and salt, and you are going to sift them in a bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and combine these here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put them in the sifter. And don't worry, you're going to do this 2 more times to make sure that it's all nicely combined. So once it's in the sifter, obviously you're going to turn the crank and sift it into the bowl. Okay, so now we are going to add our baking soda to our vinegar and milk mixture. You're going to want to, after you put that in there, hold it over the top just in case it bubbles over, but you are going to mix this together until it starts to make a loud, not a loud, but a deep, hollow sound. You can hear it starting to get deeper. Okay, we are now going to go ahead and pour about half of that into this mixture, and then we're going to go ahead and stir it together. All right, you can see it starting to form a ball, starting to come together. Okay, so at this point, it's actually really still quite wet, and you want it to be nice and dry so that you can actually knead it and put it into before you cut it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get some more flour, add some more flour to this, so that we have the right consistency. All right, so I have a half a cup of flour here, and we're just gonna kind of sprinkle that over. We're gonna add the rest of our milk mixture and mix that together. Okay, we're gonna get another half a cup of flour. Sprinkle that over. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get in here with our hands and start kind of pulling it together to make a ball. Okay, as you can see, it is coming together. It's still a little bit sticky and a little bit wet, but we're gonna sprinkle some more flour on the mat here in just a second so that we can knead this all together. So we're not gonna add more flour right this second. We're gonna go ahead and grab some flour, put it on our mat, And go ahead and put our dough there. If you want to go ahead and get some flour on your other fingers. And this is where we're going to start kneading it together. And add a little bit more flour so it doesn't stick. You're just going to keep folding it over until everything is incorporated. Okay, now that you have this nice ball, you can see the texture of it. It's not really wet anymore. It's nice, it doesn't stick to you when you hold it. Okay, we're gonna press that out into a nice circle. Want to make sure it's not sticking. Get just a tiny bit more flour over here. So you're going to press it out till it's about 1/2 inch thick. Then you're going to let it sit here for about 5 minutes. Okay, so while that was waiting 5 minutes, I have preheated my griddle to 250 degrees. You don't want it too hot. You don't want it to burn it, so we're going to actually cut this kind of like a pizza now. Into 6 slices, 6 pieces. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and put these on the griddle. This is the part that actually takes the longest because we're essentially baking these on each side. There's no oil on the griddle. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and leave these here. You're going to see them, they're going to puff up, and then as each side starts to get a nice golden brown, you're going to flip it over to the other side. Once that side gets nice and golden brown, then you're going to stand it up on the side, and I will show you what each part of that looks like, but for now you just kind of leave it there. Let it go until they get brown. This is the part that takes the longest. All right, as you can see, they have puffed up very nicely. When you are gonna go ahead, let me go ahead and try to do it this way with the other hand. You flip it over, you see how it's nice and golden brown. That's what you're looking for. So we're gonna go ahead and flip all of these pieces over. And that is exactly what you're looking for, that nice golden brown color on the bottoms. We're going to do this again on this side, and then after that we will go ahead and flip them on their sides so that the sides can cook. So I will show you that when it's time for that part. Okay, so now when we flip these over, we see the other side is nice and golden brown. So we are going to take all of these guys and try to balance them and put them on their sides. So we're going to do this for each of the 3 sides. We're just going to leave them like that until that side gets nice and brown. Then we're going to flip them to their other side so it can get nice and brown, and then we will flip them to their bottoms so they get nice and brown. Okay, so at this point we have our soda bread. It's been browned on all of the sides, and we have taken it off the griddle, and right now I have oil. It's heating up. I have my plate with my paper towel so we can drain it when it comes out. We're going to go ahead and cut the soda bread in half. And as you see in the middle, if you feel it, it actually feels kind of moist, but it's not doughy. So we're going to go ahead and slice these. And then we're gonna go ahead and I start with placing them face down into the oil first. You want your oil nice and hot so that they start frying right away. And then I will usually turn the oil down to about 4.5 so that it doesn't get too hot while they're in there. Once they get nice and golden brown on one side, I will flip them over and then they will get golden brown on the other. Take them out so they can drain and put the last 6 pieces in. Okay, so we are at the point where they are nice and golden brown and we are gonna go ahead and flip them over. You don't want them to get any darker than that or they'll get way too crispy. So once the other side is nice and golden like that, it'll just take a minute or so. Then we're gonna go ahead and put that on the paper towel and you are done.